Wish that I was on a rocket time looking for a plan. I'm sorry, Uncle Boy. I'm sorry, Rusty. I'm sorry. oh man. Okay, so this is what happens. I come in because my team does good, and you. Okay.
Y'all destroyed us last night in basketball. You gonna come out singing that song? Like, come on, bro.
And I felt really bad.
You know what? I forgot about that, Luke. Let's from the top.
Oh my God, this is awful.
I was like, this is going to be super rude because we had a really cordial conversation before we went live. We were just talking really worried about your pipes. And I was like, man, I'm going to cut this sucker's knees out from under him.
You sure did, man. And I was, I was looking, you're like the teacher in this classroom, man, but like a cross-eyed teacher who can't control his pupils. You're letting us run the roost here. And I can't believe this is happening.
I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. Especially because once people started leaving, I was like, oh, see, I have fun and things break. So but we're not going to do that. Welcome to the Daily Grind, everybody. For those of us joining us, I'm trying to do better about this. If you're hanging out on Twitter, thank you. Come hang out with us on YouTube too. Come comment. That's where everybody comments. We hang out there. But if you're watching on Twitter, thank you. But if you want to get in on the arguing with us, arguing with Wayno, arguing with everyone else, go to YouTube because that's where that action is. The action. But on the Daily Grind, we go 3 wide on Wednesday. I'm Luke Hatmaker, your host. We've got Rusty, we got Uncle Buck, we got all 3 of us today. How we doing, fellas? Other than that awful song, Rusty.
Yeah. I was having a decent morning. It's cold. My kitchen pipes are frozen. I'm trying to deal with that, and then I come in here and I got to listen to Rocky Flop on this Wednesday morning. Get out of here, man.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. Don't be.
I don't normally get in on this, and I low-key had the game on.
Had to. That's fair. It's fair. You know what? It's fine. I'll take my lumps. We got embarrassed in Knoxville last night. We're a great home team, not so great on the road. Come to the hump in Starkville, and we'll see what happens.
It's a good what goes around comes around moment for Buckets because he snuck in on the back end of our show yesterday afternoon about Ole Miss and Mississippi State's game over the weekend, just out of the blue. So he really has no reason to be upset. And I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but like Rocky Top is like the best fight song, like the best there is. They just play it way too much.
Too much.
It's overplayed. But it is so good.
Look, I think it's playing in my neighborhood right now, and I don't even. It's 7:30. I don't live in Knoxville, and I hear it. It's just it plays all the time. We might have a fight song draft at some point. I digress. We've talked way more Vols than I wanted to, but it would be a good draft. We could do Fly Eagles. God, I'm doing it again. I just miss you guys. Anyway, the Grizzlies play tonight in FedEx Forum. They will be playing the Charlotte Hornets. Now, both these teams are on a 3-game win streak. Granted, one of these teams has 11 wins, and the other has 28. So
they've gotten a quarter of their wins in the last week, is what you're saying?
Well, yes, I am, and they are just 2 different ends of the spectrum right now. Probably each going to have an all-star. Maybe we're going to talk about that later for some reason. But I don't know. It's Rivals Week apparently. I don't know.
Gotta have the Grizzlies Hornets rivalry.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Monday they can't count Monday in Rivals Week because it was the MLK game day. I was like, and I don't know. I didn't know it was Rivals Week till I was watching the Knicks Nets game last night, and I was like, do these 2 teams still consider this a rival?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what like professional sports misses that opportunity. Like college football, is like rivalry week is a big deal in college football, and you could do it in professional sports. But like you said, the NBA is like at the end of the broadcast, it's like, thanks for joining us for rivalry week, and it's like, I mean, yeah, these teams are rivals, but they don't really. It just doesn't have the same luster to me.
I agree, and
it's so hard. Yeah, and you're getting into this with college football too. Is the beef has to be between players. Like uniforms don't hate each other. Fan bases may, but if you want it to follow through and be a heated rivalry, like
so
the old the Clippers and Grizzlies, Grit and Grind Grizzlies, that rivalry, that was the same core for like 10 years that met 3 or 4 times in the playoffs. I mean, that's how you make it stick. And it's my biggest beef with college sports now is that the players just don't buy. Like the players don't play for the university. They're playing. They go where it makes the most money. There's no real buy-in into it, and so you don't really. And you go and be somewhere else next year. So the rivalry is just between fans. But if the players don't experience it and don't feel it, then it's just not.
And you see it in some of these newer fans. I saw it on Twitter during the OKC game where they're like, how did I not know that there was some one-sided rivalry between the Grizzlies and Thunder? There's some Thunder fans saying that. And it's like, brother, tell me you just joined NBA fandom without telling me you just joined NBA fandom. But apparently our rivals this week is the Charlotte Hornets. And like Wayno said, it's going to be a sprinting match. These are two teams that get up and down the floor a lot and quickly. Like I said on our show yesterday, if you're a betting man, hammer the over.
Yeah. I mean, both these teams are led by an electrifying point. I mean, I hate using that word.
Yeah.
But both teams have a point guard that puts on a hell of a show. Right. You know, and LaMelo is probably going to be an all-star just because it puts on said show. You know, this team sucks. And granted, they've got some dudes out tonight. Trey Mann, Brandon Miller, Grant Williams has been out for a month now, but like they're missing some dudes. We've had Luke Kennard got added to probable, or let me look at it. Probable with left ankle soreness. And Jake LaRavia is doubtful with lower back soreness out of nowhere. Oh, you just hoping they don't play him? I saw that.
Kleiman can't play, or that TJ can't play him is all I'm hoping for. Kleiman may be cooking something with those two guys going to the bench. I hope. But my biggest thing is just getting Jake out of the rotation so we can get GG minutes.
Yes, that's tonight. I want to see GG Jackson. That's the one at the top of my list. I was going to ask you guys the question. I'm just going to answer my own question. The first thing, the thing at the top of my list that I want to see tonight, I want to see more GG Jackson. It's against the Hornets, for God's sakes. I feel like this is one that, you know, you can't really afford to lose the MLK game against the Timberwolves. You got to, I mean, God knows what TJ's rotations were doing in that game. 11 subs, I believe you said in the first quarter, which makes my face melt. But I would like this game. Let GG have a go at it. You know, it's lower. I mean, do you think, like Rusty? I know you're ready for GG just to be let off the leash for a minute. Are you like excited to see what he's going to do? Is that top of your list as well?
It would be, yeah. Wayno threw up one of the comments that I want to talk about because this is the other thing I was looking forward to. But it's absolutely GG because this is a game where he can get some run. It's a lower stakes game. It's not MLK Day. It's not the T-Wolves. It's a lower tier team that's very athletic and runs the floor. So we're going to need to be more athletic tonight. And so I want to see some don't come at me with pitchforks now because I know it was not a great game last time, but the game before he had a career game. I want to see some GG, Santi, Jaren lineups that move up and down the floor, and hopefully Santi can find his shot and hit water from falling out of a boat. But I want to see what GG can do. Turn him loose a little bit. Let's get him 15, 18, 20 minutes and just see what he can do and get him in with some different looks, some time with Ja, some time with Jaren, and just kind of see how he lines up with these guys. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't believe for a minute that GG was in a position where he had to earn his minutes. I believe what we saw on Monday was just a sheer factor that he had played 3 G League games coming up. They're nervous. Rusty's talked about on this show that a break, you know, with where this bone is at, you do have a slight re-injury risk. And I mean, I just think what they do is they just play it safe. With Jake not being there tonight for injury or being, you know, kind of put on the shelf for a minute as we approach trade deadline, I think you're absolutely going to get more GG minutes. And I think the minutes are only going to get more. I mean, you look at – I think Rusty is right, shockingly enough, that this is an incredible matchup for GG because the pace of the game is going to feel like a hustle game.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point.
It is. And, you know, DeMichael Cole was the one that really started that about GG having to like earn his way into the rotation. And it's not that it's like, oh, he's on the fringe of not being on the team or not being in the rotation, but he just needs to come in and show what minutes he can play and where he can fit into this system.
Get in where you fit in. Yeah.
Get in where you fit in. That's what I'm getting at. Not that he's like on the fringe, but that he's got to find his niche in this offense And again, today I'm thankful that they listened, and it's going to be Jake LaRavia's minutes tonight. This is it's absolutely a great opportunity, like proving ground for Gigi against the lower tier.
I don't think for a minute that once, say, Gigi gets to game 7 to 10 the rest of the season, I don't think he's competing with Jake LaRavia for minutes, and I don't think Taylor Jenkins expects him to compete with Jake for minutes. If he's competing with Jake LaRavia for minutes, it's because Gigi's not right.
Or because Taylor can't get off of Jake LaRavia.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate Jake LaRavia for what he is, but he is what he is. I mean, he's not super athletic, and if you're going to go up against teams like the Rockets and like the athleticism of Charlotte and some of these teams, like you're going to have Gigi Jackson be amazing because he is a different breed.
Yeah. 100%. I want to get to Jaren because yes. Jaren, I think that Nick Richards, Suns, is that where he went? I don't know where did he go. He went to the Suns. Who also just traded like 1 first for 3 firsts. They're doing.
Yeah, we may want to talk about that for one.
That's a while
later.
Yeah.
What was the? Yeah, well, the Suns are making moves. I
think they're posturing to try and get as many picks and as much as they can sweeten the pot to move Bradley Beal to get Jimmy Butler. That's what it felt like.
Well, they had no first round picks forever, and now it's like they've just mortgaged their future even more, and to get 3 first round picks closer. Yeah, and then they're just going to take those and trade them for somebody. And if you can get a trade with Phoenix in which you get back one of their first round picks in like 2030, like they're going to be the worst
lottery pick. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good move. In that, we've got Nick Richards gone. This is going to be a great opportunity for Jaren just to go to work. DG in the comments said this isn't an Edey game, and I agree. Like there's going to be some minutes for him to in the half court to use his size and get 6-8 points. It's criminal how we misuse it. We could do a whole episode on our mismanagement of Zach Edey, but like tonight's not a great game for him. This is going to be a lot of BC, Jaren, and Santi running up and down the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you may start Edey tonight just because they have just been starting him, but I'm with you. It's like this is going to be. I think this is going to be a big BC game. Just the way that him and Jaren.
I don't want any part of Zach. I don't want any part of Zach Edey. I want him out of the start lineup. I want him to play a strictly bench role.
You want him to be like,
I don't care if Ja Morant's on the court. I do not want Zach Edey on the post being fed at the block. Like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's. I'm okay if it's just a tip, just for a minute, just see how it feels.
Let's play a game.
I'm at this point the way that we've seen it, Uncle Buck, and the crazy thing is he can still make an all-rookie team if they use him like this. Just a situational matchup guy. Like he is clearly
really bad.
It's a real bad. We got 2. I mean, we literally are going to have we already have 2 of the 5 best rookies. We have the best rookie in the class, which. I mean, he's going to be guarding Melo, right? Jalen Wells. I'm assuming he's going to be on Melo all night, and I can't.
Melo's going to try some stupid stuff.
Yeah, he is.
He is. I mean, what else they got to play for? They're not going to win a ton of games this year, so you might as well make some highlight tapes, make an all-star game. Your brother's getting you some momentum with that song that I just discovered was a thing the other day, and so I
haven't listened to it yet. It's called Tweaker.
We're not the demographic. I don't think he's shooting for.
I listen to a lot of hip hop, but
I heard
Tweaker, and that has a different kind of. Where I'm from, Tweaker's got a way.
Way different.
I hear that, and I'm like, "What are we going to Folsom? What are we doing?" Like,
that's it. Yeah.
LaMelo is one of those interesting dudes because you see these every once in a while where there's superstars on teams that don't matter. I really hope that in the next few years, Charlotte, for the first time ever, kind of put something together because I'd love to see what he looks like when like games actually matter, when they come down to crunch time and you've got to play like a big kid, like because he is unquestionably one of the most fun players in the league and just absolutely dynamic. And it never matters. Like you just take the 1 foot leaning threes whenever you want to because I play in Charlotte and who cares?
Man, that got me. I do want to Wayno. Do you think we see Jay Huff tonight? I mean, this might be a good Huff game. I think that
more athletic,
more athletic. And it's Huff has been. We've got so much depth on this team where it's like you can have these situational bigs. Like you throw Huff out there when you got a more athletic team like Charlotte. You keep Edey out there just so you can do the big bruising stuff you need him to do. I mean, it's
it's so annoying about that Zach Edey thing too. Like I like Zach Edey, I'm a proponent for him. I still think he can help. But have y'all seen what Khalil Ware's been doing recently in Miami and how beautifully he could have fit this freaking team? Man, he's averaging like 16 and 10 over his last 5. He had 25, like 25 and 16 or 20 and 16 on Sunday. Like he's been so freaking good, man. If only they'd have listened to buckets, we would have had Khalil Ware. But anyway, I digress.
Man, I thought every time I see that he goes off, I think of you because I know
I'm like, man, I'm just like, boy, he look so good beside Jaren, man. He's shooting like 61% true shooting percentage right now. Like he's just freaking killing it, man.
Yep. I want to put this up here for I forget this dude plays for Charlotte. I just forget about him. I tried. That's the reason. Who do you? I thought he was too. I don't get how it works. If you want to bet, this is probably a good one because I imagine I don't know who guards him. Is it Dez?
I mean, he's only with some decent size. Jaren, maybe Gigi, probably put Jalen on him a little bit because Jalen's tall. I mean, I think like it's going to be like Jalen's going to go to the hot hand. If Melo's cooking early, then that's where Jalen's going to set up shop. But if Miles Bridges starts going, like I can see him shifting there. But you need somebody with a little bit of size on Miles Bridges because he's thick.
He is a thick guy. Before we get off this game, Wayno, tweaking is referring to the southern United States or the western United States. It is a meth addict. Someone who is tweaking because they own meth and they scratching.
They're looking for a fix.
They're looking for that fix.
I would love to know what the Aussie term for that is. So please jump in the comments.
Yeah,
let us know.
Like magpies or something down there. I
don't know. Magpies. This is so good. So last thing we were talking about, Jared, we're not going to talk about this game anymore. It's a Charlotte game. We spent 18 minutes talking about Charlotte. In our defense, we talked about UT. I digress.
Khalil Ware. We talked about a lot of
we're talking about stuff. Let's talk about the All-Star voting update because we mentioned Jaren Jackson Jr., who just continues game after game after game after game to not only play at an all-star level, but play at an all-NBA level, and to do so on almost like he has got I feel like he has an earpiece to the broadcast of the game in his ear because he's listening. He's like, okay, all right. Yeah. They're telling me it's not my game. All right. How many minutes? We're almost in the fourth. Okay. Time to get my 14, 16 points. Like he's just so keyed in. One is a human being. I'm a big Jaren fan. There's Young Man in the Three. If you haven't listened, him and Desmond Bain do a 2-man interview on there, and it's fantastic. Hearing Jaren just, I could listen to that dude talk about life. The dude is so way wiser than his years would suggest. Love that dude. He is currently, this baffles me, currently sitting at 10th, and this is the final update, I guess. The All-Star voting is closed. Close, Wayno.
A twerk. Oh man.
A twerking tweaker would be the weirdest thing in
the
world.
Gosh. New band name called it.
Damn it. Thank you, Minneapolis. We're the twerking tweakers. Jaren Jackson Jr. He is 10th in the third and final fan return voting. This is a fan return, I should say. That's maybe why he is 10th. He is 10th in the front court. The names in front of him, we got Nikola Jokic, LeBron James. Yeah, Rusty, stand up. Twerk.
No one wants that.
No
one wants that less than me.
One key asset needed to twerk.
It's called no ass at all, man. I'm sorry.
He's got the nah disease.
The nah. Well, you need to warm your pipes up, brother. That might be the fastest way to do it.
Oh, God. I'm going to twerk on my pipes. Oh, God. Stop it.
No, stop it. You said, okay. Happy hump day. Jaren Jackson Jr. He has, here's who's in front of him. Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Davis. I imagine 4 of those 5 will probably make the team. The next 4 people are in front of him. I think this is absolutely asinine. You have Alperen Sengun, Jalen Williams, Andrew Wiggins, Domantas Sabonis.
You look at that OKC fans, credit to them, and they're also like the darling of the league. They always get their dudes in the top half of the voting, and so to see Jalen Williams and Shea on that is not surprising to me at all. Jaren was never going to do well in the fan vote. He's just not. He is our prized possession, and he's starting to catch on.
Yeah.
I think he's universally respected as a elite defensive player, but elite defensive players don't get all-star votes. And the offensive game that he has put together the last 2 years, it's just not picked up. And it's just because we haven't had a lot of national television games. But he is absolutely going to be an all-star, but it was never going to be via the fan vote.
No. It's going to be the coaches vote. Wayne's right. You're right. That's the way, because like in basketball circles, like ball knowers, people who are in the game, they know that Jaren is an elite talent. And fans, like you said, aren't going to vote for him. You know, it's going to be a popularity contest. So they're going to vote for AD and Nikola Jokic and some of these guys and Wemby, and they're deserving. Don't get me wrong. They're very deserving. But I mean, Jaren, the things Jaren is doing to carry this basketball team without injury, with the injuries, without Ja for big stretches, without Dez for big stretches, with, you know, having to play a ton of minutes where he is the only offensive option on the floor at a time, sharing it with, you know, BC, Jake, Pip. It's just not a great lineup that's around him, and he's still carrying us to victory. It's like coaches will see that. I did my part. I voted for him every week. I also voted for Domantas Sabonis just because I like what he does. He's a double-double machine, but that's the thing.
What?
Dude,
you didn't
like
vote for 5 Grizzlies?
I voted for 4
Grizzlies.
On triple vote day, I put Brandon Clark on there, but I voted a couple times for Sabonis because I like what he does. But you best believe I was voting Jalen Wells every single freaking day.
Oh, yeah. Every time I voted, it was Ja, Jaren, Jalen, Brandon, and Dez. Yeah.
Oh, Santi, baby. Santi was that 5th.
Oh no, Santi and Dez. It wasn't Santi and Dez.
I mean, this is all you need to know. If the fans are friggin' voting for Andrew Wiggins, that tells you everything you need to know about the fan vote, because that guy has not been good since Minnesota. And
3 years.
That's a little unfair to Wiggins. He's not affecting winning too much, but he's good.
He
does not deserve to be an all-star though.
He had that season in Golden State where he
did have one
player.
season. That's fair.
So fan vote accounts for 50%, and then the fans do vote the starters. So in the Western Conference, your starters are going to be Jokic, LeBron, KD, Shea, and Steph. And I mean, who can really argue with that too much? But what I don't understand, and maybe, you know, DG or Kenny or King Meeks or somebody in the comments can square this for me, but there's 3 teams this year.
3 teams.
So 3 teams of 8. So I'm
24
assuming
players.
they're still only going to let the top 5 from each conference be called the starters from the fan vote. But like, when do you separate the teams, and how do you decide which are still only 5 players getting in purely on fan vote from each conference?
Dude, I was thinking, I was going to ask this exact same thing because I don't know. Because if by that logic, Jaren's going to start for one of these teams. Like
by that logic, you would think all, you know, you're going to have 15 players from the East and West that get the fan vote. You know,
I don't
it's
understand.
weird. It's a weird format. But I think what we all need to be pushing for is Jalen Wells and the Rising Stars game, man. That's what we need to do. That's where we need to push, because he belongs at the top of the Rookie of the Year ladder. I don't care what the NBA keeps trash to keep putting out. And he also needs to play in the Rising Stars game.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, DG, is that there's 3 teams, and then the 4th team is going to be the winner of the Rising Stars bracket. And so, like, if I'm assuming it's 5-on-5, so what team gets the 5 starters, or when is that separated? I assume what they're going to do is you have your 5 from each conference that get the fan vote, and they're quote unquote starters. Then the coaches pull in the rest of the team, and then they pick, is what I assume is going to happen. But I don't know.
Do you think Adam Silver loves how confused we all are when he was like, I'm going to change it and make it cooler?
And
I don't blame Adam Silver. I've been on. I don't blame Adam Silver one bit.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either.
It's all on the players. The one thing I'm curious for you guys. So currently in the fan vote, Ja is ranked 7th. Do you think Ja gets voted in?
This is funny. Jumping on a grenade, man.
Damn.
I mean, I would love to see Ja get voted in. I just don't think he hasn't played a ton this year.
No,
I just don't know that he's going to get in. It'd be nice, but I agree. I don't think so.
It depends on how many injuries you get too. Leading, once the team is decided, and if you've got a run on Western Conference injuries, I'd see Adam Silver like, hey, bring in the fun guy.
Let's bring one of the most electric guys who they put on their Twitter account every night, put on their highlights every night. Let's get that guy in there, right?
Although he didn't exactly put on a show when he was in the All-Star game. So.
Yeah. I think our best shot is going to be Jaren and Jalen in the Rising Stars game.
So I think both those two are in it. The reason I asked the Ja question is I've just been every single podcast that I've listened to since like the past week discussing who, like all the pundits, all the media people are releasing we had to get in on it too. Who's going to get to the All-Star? Everybody's doing their All-Star episodes. Everyone that I've listened to, I'd say 2/3 of them still have Ja getting in. Like they're saying that because of what you said, him being people are like, it's the All-Star weekend. You got to have Ja there. Everything. A lot of people seem to think, I hope so too. I'm with you all. I don't know if it's deserving, like he's already out of the All-Pro MVP. He's already out of that with the threshold.
It's in Golden State, right?
Yes, it's in Golden State. Okay. So.
Real quick, while y'all reading that, I do want to touch on this. Like the Wells hate is crazy now with Alexander Starr. Like all this is the NBA is trying to say, look at our stars. These were the guys that were drafted first overall. They're not ready to give Rookie of the Year to the 39th overall pick, King Meeks. That's what that is.
I don't know. I don't think that a player for the Washington Wizards is exactly like
but
ESPN's like, we got to get the Wizards guy on the list.
He was one of the first. He was the top pick. Everybody hyped him up to it would make their talking heads look bad. That's what I'm getting at.
That's bad.
I think DG answered our question here, though.
Yeah, let's throw this up here. So it looks like starter.
We clicked at the same time. We need a producer.
Sorry, I said self-promotion doesn't work. Starters are voted in by fans. The others are picked by coaches, making up 24 players. 3 teams will be picked by Charles, Shaq, and Kenny. So
So the starters is just like
five.
It's the 5 highest vote getters. But
they're going to start.
They're going to start, just not on the same team.
Yeah. Then they're going to go like backyard style, and we're going to pick players out of a lineup, and that's how that's going to work.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. We could be seeing. I would be one Grizzly. Jaren's going to go. Jalen should be there. Ja maybe. So we'll see 3 hopefully, but who knows? We're going to take a quick break. We got to get our coffee. Sorry, I'm working on getting my coffee filled up, guys. We need coffee. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to draft stuff because it's draft day, not the movie. Draft day, not the. I'm making a new song. I like it. But right after, oh God, he's tweaking. Right after this break,
he's tweaking. I'm twerking.
I pride myself on being a pretty positive person when it comes down to the Grizzlies. McKinney, something happened to me, bro. And I still think I'm optimistic. I'm not going to say I'm particularly pessimistic, but I'm just not as enthused about things as I once was for this particular season. Why are we winning games and I'm not excited outside of in the moment? It's just like the air has been personally knocked out of me. And I don't know what it is. And I think the main thing is coming into the season and even early in the season with the talent we have on this team, guys who haven't played a game like the GGs, the Vince Williams, those type of guys.
Right.
I thought that we were a team that in my eyes could be a team that could compete for an NBA World Championship. I just don't think that anymore, bro. And I'll say the main reason why. It's coaching. It's coaching. Like, I don't think that we're a team that's going to be coached well enough to go deep into the playoffs.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
In the 2 games, I don't know. I guess I expected to see more from Wemby, just because I've seen more. Like you, I haven't really watched the Spurs, but I've seen a lot of highlights of him, and I've seen a lot of stat lines from him that are incredible. And his stat lines were good against us, but I don't think they were impactful.
His play was underwhelming. But to me, it was the shot selection was awful. Because of his length, it's very hard to contest anything. He caught the ball at the free throw line one time, made the dribble, and then opened up for a layup, and I was like, holy shit. Dude was at the rim laying the ball, like over the top of Jaren. Literally, I was like, God, dog. I'm glad he don't do that more often.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back, man. God, I love it.
Now we just need a new intro video.
You're asking a lot on that, brother. I don't know.
We can't even get a graphic with our shows on it, man. We ain't getting an intro video.
If you think I've not looked at that intro video a million times and just been so overwhelmed, just been like, I don't know.
Preseason preview.
Yeah. We're still doing Derrick Rose player comps in that opening video.
Yep.
But anyway, everything at bluffcitymedia.co is significantly more updated than our intro. You can catch the Night Court Podcast. You can catch the $2 Sports Show. That's every Tuesday and Thursday. They go live at noon. You got the Anthony Sain Show. That will be broadcasting later today and also Friday at noon. You've got the No Bluffing Podcast. That's earlier in the week, typically Mondays or Sundays. And then you got the Grizz 901 Live post-game show every weekday after the game. So they will be
today, I think.
It's today.
Today.
Yeah, I learned that yesterday. I thought it was Thursday too, but it is today.
See, I'm learning, always growing. But yeah, catch all this is all bluffcitymedia.co, y'all, and there's stuff for everybody.
Really?
No.
Kenny,
practice today.
You can have a paycheck if you put Rusty's twerking on the intro video.
I don't think anybody wants that.
If this becomes a twerking show, it's going to give a whole new connotation to the daily grind, and we got to really figure out what we're doing. And I like the name of the show. I don't want to pivot, so you leave the twerking out of this.
Daily bump and grind.
Bluff City.
Just catch me on Beale Street. You'll watch some twerking. That's all.
Yeah, go down to Beale Street. Best twerking this side of the Mississippi on Beale Street.
I forgot. AI is a thing now. We've given Kenny ideas. There's going to be some AI video of me twerking out there, and it's going to. That's going to be my moment. That's where I'm going to go viral.
God bless this country.
Anyway, used to be a proper country.
We used to make stuff in this country. We used to have robots where all they did was terminate things, and now they're out there making twerking videos of Rusty. What is this?
We used to be a proper country.
Oh God, we're off the rails. Anyway, back on bluffcitymedia.co. Check it out. Back to our show. Bueno, you did this. You just know what tweaking is. On this show, on Wednesdays, we draft stuff. It named in honor of the Kevin Costner movie Draft Day about the Cleveland Browns front office, the greatest film ever made about the Cleveland
documentary ever made.
Yes, yes. It's just great, great historical document. We draft things in honor of that. Draft fun things, draft sport things. It doesn't matter. Today we are going to be drafting things to do when you are snowed in. Snowed in because of weather, like snow day activities. I was thinking about this it doesn't have to be necessarily inside. Is that fair?
I just figured snow day activities. But
cool. I realized this morning, I was like, man, I hope they just didn't think indoor stuff because that would suck. But yeah, snow day activities.
All right. Whoever drafts Watch TV wins.
Yes. I have taken my name out of the hat just because I don't want to do this game anymore. So I needed a break. So it's between you guys. So whoever goes first, whoever can name my draw will go first, and then the next will go second, and I'll go last.
This would have been your time too. I was feeling it.
Nope. That's not true. All right. Okay, Uncle Buck will go first.
He always goes first.
I know. I'm sorry. Rusty, you'll go second.
Number one in your heart.
Damn you. All right. You go for it, Uncle Buck. What you got first?
Well, this is my most favorite memory of snow days, and it goes back to when I was a kid. And so, you've got those core memories. And if anybody's listened to our $2 Sports Show in the past, I grew up in like Little House on the Prairie style. Like my whole family lives on the same street. We all got a little piece of the cattle pasture as my mom and my aunt and uncle got married and got their own place. And so we all just kind of congregated. And my favorite thing we used to do is we got a car hood attached to the four-wheeler, pulled an old car hood behind a four-wheeler. And it's not like sledding is totally different. Like you can pull different things behind the four-wheeler, but that car hood, you could put like 8 kids on it and you could ride comfortably. And that sucker, the way it's aerodynamically shaped, it's like it's perfect for sledding because I mean, you're not tipping it over. You're not skipping like a rock across the snow. However, my cousin one time did get, if you look at the bottom of a car hood, you know, it's got all the little cutouts and stuff in it. My cousin did get his foot stuck in there one time and laid off the back. And my uncle who was driving never even looked. And we were just like, ah! There's David just skipping like a rock.
Of course, it's David. The quiet one of the bunch. He's the quietest one of the bunch. He's the one who gets bouncing behind the sled.
And so, yeah, a car hood sledding or just, you know, being pulled behind an ATV or something. That's the best way to spend about an hour of a snow day.
That's it. That's about an hour and you go back in.
For everybody watching or listening, Uncle Buck is legitimately referring to a literal hood of a car.
Yeah,
it
we
needs
have
to be.
tried this. This is an urban legend.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't happen.
Cows are just like big dogs.
Urban legend.
Wayno, an actual car hood is what we're talking about, and it's awesome. I just feel like we
took it off of my mom's Buick and put it on the snow.
Ours was a Dodge Dynasty, so there's that.
We had a neon.
It's a white Dodge
and
Dynasty.
everybody's saying if that DG, that story doesn't say Mississippi. Like I know you're in Memphis, but like, yeah, ain't that far away. Okay?
That's it. Y'all are just our little fancy cousins who live in the city.
Memphis is the biggest city in Mississippi. If we're
that's it. So I just like when we were growing up, like we go outside and like you just build things, whether it was like a snowman or like a snow fort, but just like shaping things in the snow, like just it was a fun way to pass like 30 minutes or an hour. And then your hands are wet and soaking and you're frozen and you got to come back in for a little bit. But just building things in the snow is a core memory for me.
Love it. Oh man,
we blew up a snowman one time.
Oh, that's how they end. You either shoot them or you blow them up.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could find the picture.
What?
I think it on my Facebook from way back in the day. But yeah, we built a snowman and inside of it we put a water bottle with gasoline in it and we shot it.
Why?
And boom. Or you just give it a Roman candle in the belly and just see what happens, man.
They don't fall over that easily, surprisingly. And that's
especially if you've got you got to get a nice big base.
Up. In Mississippi, the snow falls and it heats up, so immediately it compacts, and it's like a permanent lawn fixture for like a week and a half. So it's really hard to blow up.
The snowman mob is going to come after the two of y'all. Y'all are in trouble. I didn't think I was going to get to the turn and get this. I'm movie marathons. I get an inside option. I'm moving, and this can be Lord of the Rings. It can be Star Wars. It can be Harry Potter.
Anything that's got more than 2, right?
Anything that you can do. The Godfather. Yeah. If you want, you do Rocky.
That's all day.
Yeah, it's not. You do the Rocky Mans to get you. By the time like lunch gets around, you're about to go into Rocky 3, Rocky 4. You're feeling great,
ready to fight the Russians.
Russians because they sent the snow over. You know, I love it. That's my second pick is snow cream.
That's a good one. That was on my list. Yeah,
I love snow cream, man. We had some this last freeze, and I'll be damned if it's just not delicious every time.
It's so good.
It's weird. It's weird how good it is. I'm like, it shouldn't be that good, but it is.
Yeah.
So that's my 2.
I'm going to stay in the kitchen because I love to cook and try new recipes and stuff. And on snow days, it's great to make soup. Like try different styles of soup, like chili, or you can make a white chicken chili or a turkey wild rice, or just find a different kind of soup and make it. So I'm making soup.
Dude, I love soup.
Same.
All right. Can y'all hear me? Y'all cut out for a second.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm good. All right. All right. For me, the first thing I'm going to do is, I guess I'll just go full Mississippi and just completely blow the reputation of family farm living. But me and my cousin used to dare each other who would like lay in the snow long enough with no shirt on. Like we'd just be like, go out there and just like, all right, we'd race almost. It's like except it was who lasted the longest.
Someone winds up damaged in every one of yours. Like
Absolutely.
I live in downtown now, and it's like I don't have room, but I don't have room to be crazy anymore, and I feel bad for my kids. But the other one is playing games, playing card games, board games, anything, because I feel like if I'm away from work, like this is a special occasion where it's a big day, I kind of like, especially since I've had kids, I've been like, all right, no TV. Like this is a special day. We're going to do fun stuff. So we're going to play games, or me and my daughter will come in here and color, or we'll just find something to do. And so I'm a big board game, or I'm a big card game player. I love cards. And so just anything like card games, something I got to think a little bit, like strategy, anything like that.
Card games. That's a good one.
Yeah. For
we're
me,
built different, Kenny. That's we're built different.
Built different. I like to be outside and like to walk in the snow, do this type of things. But for me, I do also like to sit at a table. For me, favorite board game is Sequence. I love that game. It's a card and board game.
Sequence is great.
Top tier.
Yeah.
But I love puzzles. I just like puzzles are fun. Like they're nostalgic for me because at Mimi, my grandmother's house, like we call her Mimi, she always had a puzzle going, and it was like a family thing. Like you walk in Mimi's living room, and then you do 4 or 5 pieces on the puzzle, and then you move on to somebody else to do it. And so, like if there was snow, like I can remember Mom bringing out the puzzles or whatever. So like puzzles for me are nostalgic, and I love doing them. So give me a good puzzle.
Dude, I got a puzzle. I got a puzzle sitting over there on the table, just waiting for the next. Like, my body's confused. It's cold enough to snow outside right now, but there's no snow, and I'm like, I need to do the puzzle.
You're tweaking.
I'm tweaking and twerking.
I can't do puzzles right now. I've got a 2-year-old that'll just I will lose pieces.
Eat them.
Well,
just eat them.
Well, the 1-year-old will eat them, and then the 2-year-old will just take them and throw them.
You could have a 37-year-old who gets them stuck to the bottom of his supper dish and puts it in the dishwasher and runs them through a cycle. Because we've got a puzzle going at Maggie's currently that about 6 or 8 pieces are just bleached with nothing on them, but they're still the same shape. So we're like, I think that one goes there. We found where one of them definitely goes, and it's like that's my bad.
Wait, that's awesome. Just like
that's my bad.
Someone's gonna think that you're writing like a map. They're like, what do these pieces mean? Like nothing. Rusty just has trouble with
put them in the dishwasher. I'm like Forrest Gump. I am not a smart man.
No, hey, you're doing a great job. Damn.
Hang in there, buddy.
Is it
how you made it this far? It's a shocking dollar.
Both y'all. I got both y'all. I got the last pick. Am I the last?
You
one?
do.
Okay. Yep. I got reading a book. Nothing like when it's snowing and you got a window. You got a reading nook, as it were, where you can pull the curtains back. You get your coffee and you just sit up and you read. And I think it's if you can finish like a morning, like spending your morning maybe before the kids are up, before it's all wild and they all realize there's snow. If you just sit there and you get a couple chapters in, I find that to be a lovely snow day activity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I love to read in general, but watching the snowfall, just something about it. It's just peaceful. It's like like the thing is, outside of Uncle Buck's daredevil tactics, just be peaceful, right? Go for a walk, read a book, play a board game, puzzle, and then go slang your kids off the back.
You need to build a snowman, then you need to blow him up. Like, it's balance.
We need to be slinging the neighborhood kids off the back of your 4-wheelers. Car hood. So
that's a good point. You got to take the good and take the bad. Take the good of building a snowman. Take the bad blowing it up. Solid. So my pick
one's bad out of that.
I don't either. I'm sorry. So I had reading a book. I had making snow cream, and I had movie marathons. What did you have,
I had sliding on a car hood. I had daring your cousin so you could lay in the snow the longest,
shirtless.
I had board games.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
I wrote down car hood, shirtless, and games for that's a Saturday night.
You can do all that at one time.
That's a Saturday night, man. Car hood, shirtless, and yeah, that's it. And then I had building things, making soup, and doing puzzles.
Man, it sounds like a good snow day. Yeah, it sounds like a great snow day all around, if you ask me.
I'll have the most people come over if we all three invited everybody to a party. I'd have the most attendees.
That's true. No one's coming over to my house.
I don't know. I'm gonna feed them. At least make it soup. You can come hang out and do that.
Yep. They're like, I'm gonna go eat it, Rusty's. Go die at Uncle Buck's. I don't know where Luke is. That's good.
You're having dessert.
I'm having dessert. I got the snow cream. That's right. I got the snow cream. That's going to do it for our show today, y'all. Thank you for watching. If you were on Twitter, if you were on YouTube, thank you for having fun with us. Today was fun. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Grizzlies. We're gonna talk about the game. Go Grizzlies. They play tonight. Again, check it out. Bring a helmet to Uncle Buck's. That's important. Yep. If we can leave you with anything, stay warm today. It is gonna be cold. Make sure if you tweak or if you twerk, you are safe about it. We'll be back tomorrow. If we can leave you with anything today, anything at all, remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little bit weird like that, and remember to smile. See y'all tomorrow, guys. Have a good day.